Hey guys, James here from TCG University. Come back at you with another profile. Today I'm going to be showing you my Groh deck. I played it during the Campus Championship, so make sure to check out those. If you like the deck, let us know down below. Make sure to check out the other profiles. Make sure if you want to catch the content live, go to our Twitch on Tuesdays around 6 p.m. You get to watch it all live. You get to interact with us. So let's get into this profile. Okay guys, Groh is a 6 hand size 29 vitality character with Death, Order, and Water. We are playing our deck under Death today. He has two abilities. E, your attack gets +1/+1, and your next attack will get +1/+1. So basically, he gives us first attack +1/+1, and then all the attacks after gets +2/+2, which is really, really good. I think he's very underrated currently in the meta. And then E, once per turn, if this attack has a printed damage of 4 or less, you can discard one card from your hand in addition to momentum to pay the cost of its multiple ability, which is very good. Our deck today is a little less multiple-y, but has a multiple that we play that I think works very well in the style of how the deck works and using Groh's ability. So let's get into it. So first off, we are playing a weapons Groh deck. What I mean by weapons is all of the attacks in our deck are weapons, but not for the sense of comboing, for the sense of we want to play Steel Res. I'm going to talk about Steel Res later in the sense of when we get to it. But the idea of the deck was to play Steel Res, and I had to build my deck around that. I think Steel Res is a very good card. I guess we'll talk about it now. Steel Res is a 4 high for 5. It has a 2 high block. It's a 5 diff. It gets -1 difficulty for each weapon card in front of it in our card pool. So like if we only have attacks on our card pool because we've been attacking all turn, it ignores all those and just gets to play on a 5, which is nuts. And then if for whatever reason it's blocked by a non-attack card, our opponent's going to burn for 2 as well, which is super nuts. So we always want to play it at like the end of our turn. So like we played 4 or 5 attacks and we start dropping these, and these come in as 6 for 7s, which is nuts. These are 7 damage attacks that we drop after playing like 4 attacks earlier, which is crazy. Okay, so we'll get into the other parts of the deck. We're playing 3 Macabskir. I think Macabskir is very underrated right now, especially under the symbols it has. It is a Fury safe weapon card. It's a 4 mid for 3. It's a 5 diff, and then with Groh it's a 6 for 5, which is pretty good. It's pretty good stats. We remove 1 card in our hand as an enhance to have our opponent add 1 attack from our discard pile to our hand, and then if that attack has the weapon keyword, which it will, all of our attacks are weapon, our next check gets +2, which is crazy. Just having the ability to give our next check +2 and confirm that we're probably going to pass 1 more attack, especially if they add 1 to our hand, is crazy. And especially when our opponent's going to have to give us an attack so they know it's coming, and then we play something else from our hand, which just throws them entirely off, is terrific. And then we play a couple of cards that kind of, actually, did I thought it did. Yeah. We're playing a couple other cards that kind of like manipulate our discard pile, meaning we get to choose what we add with Macabskir sometimes, which is really good. Next, we are playing 3 Hyperbomb. Hyperbomb is a 3 low for 5 with stun 2 and weapon. If it's not blocked, we get to draw a card, and then we can commit a foundation. If our opponent has more vitality than us, we get to destroy one of the foundations committed by its stun ability. Because of the way the deck works and how we really want to play it, most of the time our opponent will not have more vitality than us. We already have 29, which is a boatload. And then sometimes we just go in and our opponent can't stop us. Especially small boys, like 7-handers just don't have much of a chance in the style of the way the deck plays. We're extremely aggressive, and our only idea is to kill them on turn 2. All of our attacks get 2/2. Our big attack at the end ignores. This gives plus to our checks. I have I'm about to show you cooler cards as well. Like we get a lot of work done, and stun 2 just kind of just debilitates them defensively as well. Next, we have 3 Ghost Thief Funeral. Ghost Thief is a 6 mid for 6. It's a 5 diff with a 1 high block. If we ever play the second, it is an 8 mid for 8, which is crazy. E, discard momentum. If this attack is not blocked, our opponent loses 3 vitality, and we draw 3 cards. Drawing 3 is nuts in this deck. And then burning our opponent for 3 is also crazy. We can also check a 4 if our opponent is at desperation. We get to destroy one of their foundations. The later the game goes, the stronger this card gets, and being a 7 for 7 as our first attack isn't half bad either. I talked about this earlier. We play 1 multiple in our deck, which is Shoki Gohisen. Gihosen. Sure. Jehosen. Whatever. It's a 3/3, 3 mid for 1 with multiple 2. Its ability is E. We can discard up to 2 copies of multiple copies of this card from our card pool. Two multiple copies. Yeah, if we multiple this out, we get to discard up to 2 of them from our card pool to give this attack +3/+3 for each multiple copy discard this way. One of the things you do is Groh. I'll be able to discard a card from my hand for its multiple. Cool. I'll discard 1 card from my hand for the multiple. It gets +1/+1 from the if it's the second attack. So now it's a 5 for 3 on its own. I'll discard with Grow, and then cool. I'll discard with this, and then now it has +3/+3. Now it's a 8 for 7, or 8 for 6, which is crazy. And then the other ability is E, check a 4. If this attack is not blocked, your opponent burns for 3, which is crazy. We just make this super. It gets 2/2 on its own, making it a 5 for 3. So it's a 5 speed 3 damage, which is crazy. And then if we give it the 3/3, makes it an 8 for 5, which is also nuts. Which makes it an 8 for 8 if our opponent can't block it, or an 8 for 9. Sorry, man, math is hard for me apparently. But like, it's just nuts. Next, we'll talk about a foundation. We have the original Mecha Ninja. A Mecha Ninja is a 3 low block breaker 1 weapon card. It has our card pool after we play it. Our next check to play a weapon card gets +2. And then 2 E check 4s. Your mid attack is +1 damage. Your high attack is +1 speed. It just makes our attack stronger, which is terrific. And it adds to our card pool for things like steel res and whatnot. And the attack I'm going to get to in a second. We have 1 Manji Ninjutsu. First form, check a 7. We can add the top card of our deck to our momentum. If for our characters Yoshimitsu, we can gain 4 instead. That won't matter. Form, once per turn, we can discard momentum to add 1 weapon card from our discard pile to the top of our deck, which is also very good to make sure we can confirm checks. But it's a weapon, and so is this one, Warrior of the Lost Clan. It is a 2/6 unique foundation with weapon on it that has a 3 mid block that says E commit. Switch this weapon attack speed and damage values. So we just swap them. This cool where'd it go? I just had it. This cool 8 for 5, right? Or 8 for 6. I'll switch it and make it a 6 for 8. Did you not have a block, but I needed 2 more damage? I now have it. And then its other is E flip. If there are 3 or more weapon cards in our card pool, we get to destroy one of our opponent's foundations. Remember that cool card that was going to stop my combo? Get rid of it. And then the reason I mentioned all these weapon foundations first, we have Face Splitter. Face Splitter is a 3 high for 4. It's a 4 diff. It's a weapon combo with a weapon. All enhance. If your opponent is at desperation, you get to draw a card. And then combo E, if you combo with a weapon. This attack gets +1/+1 for each weapon card in our card pool. So this attack already will get the 2/2 from Grow, making it a 5 for 6 on its own. And then base, if we played just 1 weapon attack in front of it, just pretend that, well, I'll use this one since it's here. You play 1 weapon attack in front of it, it gets another 2/2. So it goes from a 5 to 6 to a 7 for 9, or a 7 for 8, which is crazy. And then every time you add it, it gets another +1/+1. So it becomes a 7/8 into an 8/9, 9/10. I think I played a bunch of games where this was just 10 for 11, 10 for 11, 10 for 11, and just like, it's just nuts. So, like I said, one of our goals is to play a bunch of steel res at the end of our turn. Being 6 for 7s is crazy. And how are we going to do that? We're going to add a bunch of cards to our hand. We're playing 4,000 Duels. 1,000 Duels is a 2/5/3 high block card from the Nightman support in Mega Man Battle for Power. Its ability is E, your turn. You can flip and reveal the top 2 cards of your deck, and you get to add all weapons revealed that way to your hand. So you flip the top 2 cards of your deck. If they're both weapons, you add them to your hand, and then the others just get discarded, so you don't have to worry about them. Just whatever. It just adds the number of cards to your hand and allows you to do more things with them. You either have more cards for other turns, or if you draw them, you get cooler cards to combo with. One of the other cards we're playing is 4 Answers to No One. Answers to No One is a 2/4 no block that says R flip. After the combat phase begins, draw a card. Basically says for a turn we are a +1 hand size, which is crazy. We are playing 2 Atone for the Sins of Weakness. We only play this for the ability of, after our opponent plays an ability that modifies the speed or damage of an attack, draw 2 cards. This is very good defensively if we blow out our hand trying to play a bunch of offense and we need to draw some more cards for defense. Or if our opponent's trying to modify our cards and we don't have enough to kill, but we want to get there, or we want to try to get there, we can just draw 2 more cards. We have 1 Manji Sword and Fuma Blade. We mainly play this for the E, check a 5. If you have 3 or more weapon cards in your card pool, you get to draw a card. The other ability is E, once per turn, check a 7. After you play a weapon card, your opponent destroys 1 foundation. It's a 2/6 unique weapon card as well, so like it can combo with the rest of our stuff. And just having the ability to try and draw extra cards if it's on board, trying to get more cards into our hand is nuts. We are playing 4 Prideful Personality. This card is a E flip, discard 2 cards, draw 2 cards. So we get rid of 2 cards we don't want to try and draw 2 more cards that we may want, which is pretty cool. We have 4 New Empress in Netherrealm. It's a pay 3 draw card. It's a spam, has a nice high block. Just push to where we push for the win. Then we have 3 Voice of Reason. Voice of Reason is a 0/5/2 mid block. E, once per turn, both players discard 1 card, draw a card. Not only does this mess with our opponent, but this allows us to get rid of cards we don't want in our hand to try and draw cards that we do, or that we might want. And then this card kind of just works with Groh, is ridding the World of Outsiders. This card also works really well. I lost it again. I always lose it. With Steel Res. If we ever don't have to commit out our entire stage to play a bunch of Steel Reses, this just says we can give 2/2 to our next card. I'll play Steel Res and ignores. Comes in with the 1/1 from Groh, comes in with the 2/2 from this. So it starts out as a 7 for 8, which is crazy. We'll give it another one with Groh. Cool, it's an 8 for 9. I'll give it 1/1 with this. Cool, it's a 9 for 10. And like it just keeps growing bigger and bigger. Just the ability to commit for 2/2 and then flip it for 1/1 and have multiple copies just makes one attack nuts. Next, we'll talk about Manus and Aes. Manus and Aes is a 1/5 no block unique weapon card as well. This was the card I was talking about when we were talking about Macabre Obscure. First form, you get to shuffle up to 3 cards from your discard pile into your deck. Get rid of all those attacks we don't want to copy with it. Did we check a bunch of Steel Reses? Put them back in the deck. Did we get? Is my opponent just going to choose a card I don't want them to choose? Put it back in the deck. Make the choices difficult for them. And then what I'm talking about is E commit. Your opponent chooses 1 attack in your card pool, 1 attack in your discard pile. This attack currently gains all enhances printed on the chosen card. So basically, the reason you want to put a bunch of Steel Reses into your discard pile to your deck again, so you don't see them, is because you want to copy Shoki and get the multiple off of it. You want to copy Face Splitter and get the combo ability to 1/1. You wanna be able to discard momentum with Ghost Thief to do a cool thing. You want a Hyper Bomb stun to draw a card. You want a Macabre Obscure, remove a card, get a new card. You want all that, but you don't want Steel Res because Steel Res doesn't do a whole lot. But having the ability to double down on abilities is crazy. Then the last card we're gonna talk about is Blood for Blood. Blood for Blood is a 2/5. I really like this on all the decks I play. Sometimes just having a couple extra damage matters. And sometimes if you're trying to kill somebody, you don't want to be a couple damages off. And just having the ability to use your life to lower your opponent's life is great. Sometimes your opponent's just going to block a lot and face tank some. And sometimes that just lets them live at 1 or 2. And this card just says lose 2 vitality. If your opponent blocks, burn them for 2. It just makes it to where if your attacks are going to get blocked, your opponent at least has to pay for it. Now we're going to get to basically into the defensive stuff. We are playing 2 Kirin Soul. Kirin Soul is a 2/5 no block that says E flip. This attack gets -1 speed, and then if you block it, you take no damage from the attack, which just means you kind of just get to extend your life a little bit. And being a 29 health character, extending that life is nuts. We got 2 Telekinetic Mastery. It's a 2/5 that we really only play the ability for R check 6 after your opponent increases the speed or damage of their attack. That attack gets -2 speed or -2 damage. So anytime your opponent's trying to really go in on you and they're playing a bunch of abilities, I'll give +1. I'll give +1 here, +2 here, +3 here. You just go, I'll check a 6, minus speed. I'm going to make sure I block this. Check a 6, minus damage. I can't block this, but I don't want to get hit by it. Like, just you get to mess with your opponent's attacks, which is very nice. And then we flip a bunch of cards, so I'm playing 1 Generous Gambler. You could use this offensively as well, but I put it in the defensive section because it doesn't directly function with how the deck plays. It's a 2/4, 2 high block that says destroy 1 face down foundation. This attack gets +2 speed or -2 speed. So like we can give 2 speed to our attacks if we really want to, or we can just give -2 and make sure we block things. One of the cards I really want to play was Edenian Royalty. It's a 2/5 no block that just says E destroy. Your opponent's Nyx attack this turn gains flash. This card works really well versus decks that like to play like shotgun decks. I'm going to play a bunch of cards in my card pool and then drop a shotgun afterwards. Well, your shotgun gains flash and it's just a 7 damage attack. They don't get to pump it. They don't get to give it throw. I'm going to full block and take nothing. Like, you just get to, as long as you know what's coming, this card is extremely good. Then we have 3 Wishing Ward. It's a 0/5, 3 high block that says E flip. Discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Your opponent discards momentum. This just really prevents our opponent from building up a momentum and trying to go in on us. If they ever have stuff that just, I'll do this to do a really cool thing. I don't want you to do that, so I'm going to get rid of your momentum. Or if they're a really momentum heavy character, just getting rid of 1 could really save your life. And the last card we're playing that can also be played offensively is Most Trusted Assassin. It's a 0/5, 3 mid block that says lose the vitality. Your opponent's next check to play an attack card gets -1. This just really really slows down our opponent on their offensive turn if we can ever force them to check bad or just maybe commit 1 extra card. And then defensively, it could be the difference between them not being able to pass a check defensively and take a bunch of damage, or them just blocking and us getting back swung. It's just both offensive and defensive. But I put in the defensive section for the same reason I put Generous Gambler, is because like it doesn't do the exact combo I want to do. It just kind of helps. Thanks again for checking out the profile, guys. Remember, if you liked the video, make sure to let us know down below. If you want to join us on Discord, go to the Patreon level at $1, and you can talk to me on our Discord about it. I try to talk to a lot of people. Sometimes I get busy with work and editing and whatnot and recording videos that I don't really get a chance to get out there as much as I wish I did. But I will, if you message me directly on or tag me into like a post, I will definitely talk to you about my Groh deck. I'll talk to you about any of the decks I've made. I actually love talking about decks. I just don't get much of a chance because I don't directly get a chance to like look at it. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and do that. Make sure to check out the other videos on our channel. Make sure to check the other videos on this playlist and check out the matches it was in. Let us know what you guys think. Shout out to you guys for being great and just loving all of our content. Thanks to you guys. And as always, guys, stay learned.